Hello, Robert. Thank you for your time. This is Travis Miller with Last Dragon Digital Marketing. So the point of this video is a couple things. One is to give you some techniques, tips, and tricks you could use on your website to increase your online traffic, your leads, and your business. And two is to compare your website to local competitors' website, see if those techniques could outrank them, get you more on the top of the page of Google, which increase your traffic and your leads. So I'll talk about three things: content, backlinks, and citations. And whatever I talk about here, they're free tips to you. But if you want to talk about that or anything else, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, let's talk about these steps. So first off is your content. So on your homepage, you need anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 words, just depending on the competition number of keywords needed. So a keyword is anything that someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So in your content, you can place keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what you want your website to be found for. So right now you got a nicely laid out website with your services here. You'll tell us what about, very approachable with your testimonials here. So yeah, a nicely laid out website. I wouldn't change much about it at all on the front end, but there's some things you do on the back end that you can't see on the website that increase it and be more searchable on Google. So speaking of Google, if I was finding you, I might try to type this in, Plumber, Atlanta, Georgia. Here's what typically comes up. One strategy is Google Ads. It's a good investment if you haven't done this already. There's a way to optimize these to beat these competitors, be right in front of the faces of consumers, and that's one strategy there. Here's the map pack. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But we call these organics right here. So the goal is to organically be at the top of the page for any kind of service you do or area you provide for. So right now you got some big competitor names on page one. You got Superior Plumbing, Mr. Plumber Atlanta. As you scroll, typically we don't count directories like Angie's List and Yelp because consumers, they're going to go to a local business, especially if it's an emergency type of service. But I'll compare your website to even this one on the first page, this Atlanta Plumbing Company. So if you could outrank this company or even get close to them, you're going to be on the first page, and that's going to give you some value and increase your leads exponentially. So to do that comparison, there's a tool here we use called Ahrefs. Here's your URL right here. So here's your numbers. So right now, you're only using 20 keywords. That's one thing that definitely increases your keywords on your website. So keywords, again, gives you that electricity, that power to be found by Google. So definitely keep the ones you have now. You want to have higher volume, more bang for your buck. So think about all the services you do. Think about buyer tent services, plumbing repair, plumbing services, emergency plumbing. And you also tag them, not only Atlanta, tag them to all the cities that you go to in that metro area. And that's how you start adding to your keywords, and then start matching competitors and eventually outranking competitors. So here's Atlanta Plumbing Company's website. So here's their numbers and here's their URL. So they're using 146 keywords. Great thing about keywords, if you're having trouble creating them, you could do a deep dive in competitors' website, and whatever you don't have that applies to you, you could put on your website, you tag them, you optimize them. Like here's a good one if it's not on your website, and you get that same search volume, and that's how you start matching and eventually outranking competitors. Second is backlinks. So a backlink is anywhere where one website is linking to another website. These links act like an endorsement of your website from others, and Google uses that to build trust in your business by seeing others vouch for you. It's also like a popularity contest. A person with the most backlinks wins, but keep it in mind, it's not always about the quantity of the backlinks. It's also about the quality of the backlinks. You want to have good quality. So right now you have 52 backlinks with 41 reference domains. Compare that to a competitor here, Atlanta Plumbing, see what they're working with. They have 135 backlinks with 20 reference domains. So the great thing about backlinks as well, you can do a deep dive in their backlinks and see what's quality and what's you can follow. Also, you tag them to your website. And eventually, over time, you want to add to these numbers. So you want to match these numbers, eventually dominate these numbers to make it look like this traffic, 497, just to compare to the traffic you're getting now with the zero traffic. So definitely double check your keywords and backlinks. So you should be getting some traffic from these numbers. So definitely increase these numbers to increase that searchability with Google. Then finally, there's citation. So citation is anywhere where your business name, number, and your address are shown exactly on your Google business profile. Citations help you rank in this map pack here, which is extremely important for local businesses since this can generate huge amounts of revenue. And the goal is you want to be in the top 3 if you have the Atlanta address or whatever business address you have. Much like on pages 2 or 3 of Google, people don't click for services, people won't click this button for more businesses. So you want to be right in front of the faces of consumers. To do that, increase your citations with directories like Yelp, Angie's List, Expertise, BBB, hundreds of others you probably heard of. Also, social media accounts are great here too. So the idea here is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. So once Google sees you more often than these competitors, the more likely is you outrank above them. So once your content, your backlinks, and your citations, once they all come together, you start to outgrow your competitors. And here's what you might be looking at, why that's worth it to be in the eyes of consumers here in the map pack and appear organically with all the services that you do and all the areas that you provide for. It's not sure what your margins are, but imagine that generates some pretty decent revenue. And also there's many more keywords you could use to generate more and more traffic and leads. So this is what I do. I create this for you to start thinking about those leads yourself online. But if you do find yourself wanting more to continue scaling as far as you want, please feel free to reach out. I can help you out with that, give you some more information, or we just talk about goals, and I can do the research to find out exactly what could be realistic for your business, what it might take to reach those goals. So again, if you leave me a line of feedback, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video. Again, I'm Travis Miller with Last Dragon Digital Marketing. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Much luck in your business. Have a great day.